Hey everyone, welcome back for a deep dive into, well, the art of investing with a little help from AI. We got this paper, and it feels like we're getting a sneak peek at the future of art collecting.
It's a fascinating topic for sure, this intersection of technology and art.
Right. We're talking about a paper from July 2024, so really fresh, titled Arte e Inteligencia Artificial, Cómo apoyarse en la AI para invertir en arte.
Which, for those of us who don't speak Spanish, translates to art and artificial intelligence, how to lean on AI to invest in art.
Exactly. So, mission of this deep dive, we're giving you the need-to-know info from this paper so you can impress your friends with your art smarts and your AI knowledge all at once.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so the paper jumps right in, talking about scarcity, how it drives value in art, just like with any other limited edition kind of thing.
Right, that makes sense. Fewer things exist, the more those things are wanted, and the higher the price goes.
Makes sense. Like, think about it. A rare vintage car. There's only a handful out there, which is why they're, like, crazy expensive.
Exactly. Now apply that to art, where you've got pieces lost to history, damaged beyond repair.
The paper even mentioned the Monuments Men, that team that rescued all that art stolen during World War II. Just goes to show how much we've lost over time.
And then there's the whole issue of forgeries. The paper mentions a crazy stat like 40 to 70% of the art on the market could be fake. It's kind of wild when you think about it.
Wow, that's insane. Talk
Yeah.
about a risky investment. So authentication becomes key, right?
Absolutely. It's a huge part of the art market. But even beyond lost or fake art, there's another thing that limits supply, right? Museums, big-time collectors, they buy up pieces and, well, they don't usually just put them right back on the market, do they?
That's true. They hold on to them.
The paper really stresses that, how the art market isn't about making a quick buck. It's a long game. Museums especially, they can hold on to a piece for decades.
So you've got this double whammy limited supply from the get-go, and then on top of that, the way the art world works makes those pieces even scarcer. Makes you wonder how AI could ever make sense of it all.
Yeah, it's a good question. And that's where this paper really gets interesting. It suggests that AI might be the key to understanding not just scarcity, but all the factors that come together to determine an artwork's value.
Okay, so we've got scarcity making things pricey, those museum vaults just packed with masterpieces. But how does an artist become a big deal in the first place? Is it just like raw talent, or is there a strategy to art world stardom?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And the paper actually digs into that, how artists build their rep, get people talking, generate that buzz.
So there's like an art world playbook. Beyond just making amazing art, there are these other moves you gotta make.
It seems that way, yeah. The paper uses the term generating demand, and honestly, some of the tactics they talk about are pretty familiar, even outside the art world.
Okay, spill the tea. What are we talking about here?
Well, the paper talks a lot about an artist's online presence.
Yeah, makes sense. These days, you don't need a fancy gallery to get noticed. You can just blow up on Instagram.
Exactly. And it's not just posting pretty pictures, it's about telling your story as an artist. The paper keeps bringing up this idea of storytelling, and they use the artist Cause as an example. He's got this signature style, these fun, kind of cartoonish characters.
Oh, yeah. He did those collabs with Uniqlo a while back, right?
Exactly. Partnering with a big name like Uniqlo put his work in front of a huge audience. I mean, suddenly you've got his characters on T-shirts, bags, everything.
So smart. It's like, yeah, you need the art world cred, but then you've got to be savvy about getting your name out there, too. But the paper goes a step further, right? We were talking about AI earlier.
And that's where things get really interesting. The paper suggests AI could actually analyze all this stuff, online presence, exhibitions, collabs, and identify trends as they're happening.
So we're talking algorithms spotting the next big thing, maybe even before the critics do.
Maybe. And it wouldn't just be about predicting who's going to be popular. This AI could help us understand why certain artists resonate with people, what's driving those connections.
That's kind of mind-blowing. But I have to ask, are we losing something if we hand over all those decisions to AI? That human element of discovering art, connecting with it on a gut level.
That is the big question, isn't it? If we let AI be the tastemaker, will it end up prioritizing profit over everything else? That's a debate that's just heating up, and this paper is definitely adding fuel to the fire.
Okay, so we've gone from empty museums to art world stardom to AI algorithms, but how does this actually work? How do we go from all this data to like concrete art world predictions? Let's get into the nitty gritty. All right, time to get those brain cells working. We talk about what makes art valuable, but how does AI actually wrap its circuits around all this? It's not like it's got some magic formula, right?
Not exactly. The paper talks about a few ways AI could approach the art world. One is through what's called unsupervised learning.
Unsupervised learning, so like no teacher, no textbook, the AI just figures it all out on its own.
Yeah, pretty much. Imagine feeding an AI a massive database, like every artwork it can find styles, artists, prices, everything, but you don't give it any specific instructions, you just let it loose. That's unsupervised learning.
So just like, hey, AI, here's a mountain of art, have fun.
Exactly. And the AI starts looking for patterns. Maybe it analyzes brushstrokes and groups artists by style, even if they were working centuries apart. Or it spots periods where certain colors or themes were super popular. It's all about finding those hidden connections in the art world.
That's kind of like having an army of AI art historians digging through the archives. Pretty cool. What else can this AI do?
Well, there's also supervised learning, and this one's a bit more well-directed. This time we give the AI a specific goal, something like predicting how much a piece of art will sell for in the future.
Less go explore and more. Find me the next art world jackpot.
You got it. We feed it mountains of data past auction prices, artist bios, you name it, even what's happening in the economy. The AI crunches all that and learns to spot trends, make predictions.
Okay, so less about gut feelings and insider knowledge and more about data-driven insights.
Exactly. And the paper actually takes it even further. It talks about using something called natural language processing, NLP for short.
Right, now we're talking sci-fi stuff. What's NLP all about?
Think of it like teaching AI to read, but not just read, like actually understand human language. In the art world, NLP could analyze articles, social media posts, even those super dense exhibition catalogs, and basically anything to get a sense of how people are talking about an artist and how that changes over time.
So it's not just crunching numbers, it's actually tapping into the conversations happening around art. That's amazing.
It is pretty wild. And honestly, we're just scratching the surface here. Imagine AI personalizing art recommendations like, you like this artist, you might also like this one, or even helping artists understand what's resonating with their audience.
Seriously. This paper has just blown my mind about how much potential AI has in the art world. We just talked about everything from what makes a piece valuable to how technology could actually shape how we see and experience art. What really stood out to you?
For me, it's about access.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if anyone, no matter who they are or how much money they have, could use AI to learn about art, discover new artists, maybe even buy art without feeling totally lost. That's exciting to me.
It really is. It feels like this paper just threw open the doors to the future, and AI is standing right there, ready to shake things up. Who knows what kind of masterpieces are waiting for us, what art movements are going to take the world by storm. It's definitely something to ponder. Until next time on the deep dive, keep those brains buzzing, keep asking questions, and most importantly, never stop exploring.